How do everyone? Welcome back to the Potty Mouth Garden Club. Yes, it is dank and miserable outside. I've been outside. I've done a 60-mile round trip to see my dad today just to make sure everything's all right there. And it was just freezing and wet and cold and just not gardening weather. So, JB, that face tells us it's like that down there as well, is it?
No, not at all. That was my shocked face because we've actually got a lovely blue sky day. But I can see it's already turning orange because the sun is getting ready to set. it's nearly going already, but it's freezing down here, but quite a nice day. Unfortunately, been inside for all of it, of course.
Are you well? Anyways, are you good? Are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. All good. Yeah, it's okay, isn't it? It's just there's no time. That's the trouble with this. When you get a day like today and it's lovely blue sky beckoning you out, but you can't get out because you're at work.
You're grafting for the man. That's what it is. That's what it
Bills
is.
Bills to pay.
Jessie, are you good? Are you well?
Yeah, really well.
Good. Have you got blue sky down there? Because you've been having grey sky for weeks there.
Forever. We had a little bit of blue in the middle of the day, but it's now. It actually, I don't think snow's forecast, but it's got that snow sky.
Right.
Where it's like almost blue, but it's a cloud. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Right. Snow. I don't know. I like snow on. We know now when you get to my age, you know what I mean. You like snow on Christmas cards. That's it.
Oh no, I'm desperately hoping for some snow this year.
Just to have it nice.
There was not a sausage last year.
Audrey, how you doing? How
Great.
you doing?
We have snow everywhere. So y'all just, catch a plane and come on over. You'll see tons of it.
Well, you were talking there, Audrey. It's frozen as well, is it? Is it brutal?
Yeah, our ground is starting to freeze up.
Right.
Because nighttime temps are very low. So that's when that all starts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping I can pry my celeriac out of the garden. Because that's the one thing I haven't pulled yet. And I thought, it might be tough.
No, see, I'm still unsure what to do because Jess was saying you pulled yours, Jess, in February. Now, I can't remember when I pulled up mine that first time. I got a good crop, but they're still there, and they're probably, that kind of size bulbs. So I don't know whether to leave them over winter or, because turnips survive over with a good hard frost. So,
well, you probably can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have mush if I leave mine in.
Yeah, there's a difference in frost, isn't there? The light dusting and a Arctic freeze.
Exactly. Yes. So we're heading that way. So,
Audrey, is that it? Is it playtime's over now? The bell's rang.
Oh, the bell is. It's over.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's over. But I still think I can probably get those celeriac out. So, job for later today.
Put a couple of hot water bottles over them beforehand. They'll be fine.
Well, I'm hoping they've popped out of the ground enough because of their huge bulb size that they'll be easy to pull out. But I think I'm dreaming a little bit there. But, yeah, they're not too buried. So it's not like pulling up a garlic that, is deep.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be able to get those out.
What size, Audrey, are we talking?
Maybe a
tennis ball? Just little tennis balls?
A little bigger than a tennis ball.
Oh, all right.
But not quite softball.
Right.
So, right in there.
Softballs are no reference to how big a softball is.
No idea.
JB's looking at it and
like
softballs are like baseballs on steroids.
Oh.
They're large. They're like they'd fill your whole hand.
Okay.
So nothing that large. So how big is a cricket ball? Is that like a tennis ball size?
No, it's bigger than a tennis ball, but not a great deal bigger.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess maybe a little bigger than a cricket ball. I don't know. I'm kind of talking about things that I really don't have.
Chris says grapefruit size. Should we go with something we all know? What about a grapefruit?
Okay, no, they're smaller than a grapefruit. Our grapefruits but again, our grapefruits here are kind of huge because they come from the south and You know.
yeah, we've
Anyway.
got really grapefruit, so this isn't a good measuring stick, is it?
Okay.
All have such different frames of reference.
I
for
know.
this stuff.
So I will measure it when I pull them out of the ground.
We
How's
need to
that?
go for pot literage. Is it a 7-liter rim or a like?
Oh, don't even talk to me at liters. We're all about gallons over here.
Oh,
So,
Audrey, you see your microphone. You see your microphone there, Audrey. The head of it. If that was
Yes.
like a round, yes, would that be the size of your Celeriac?
oh no, much bigger than that. Like, a good inch bigger.
Oh,
2
me
inches
and you's got a competition on then. Me and you are up there head to head. Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it on, sister. That's what I say.
Oh, we're doing the head poking. Okay. Okay. I know that. I accept that challenge.
How many you got, Audrey? Because in my bed, I've probably got about, say, 3 or 4 that I can kind of see a nice sized bulb. And then there's some that are just like, honestly, probably golf ball size. It's such a variety of different sizes.
Yeah, I think I have about a dozen, maybe 14. I planted 18. I don't think they all made it.
Right.
So we'll see. It'll be enough to do something with.
Well, we did. Actually, I think I mentioned this. My son sliced them. It was about, I don't know. I'm not even going to go into size and measurement. We sliced them. Just think of that. Sliced them. Right. We'll be on all day.
Sorry.
Like, how many centimeters? Oh, I don't use centimeters. I'm inches. And we had 3. The 3 we had like a celeriac steak, just like slow pan fried. Hey, it was honestly.
Yeah.
It's got a lovely little flavour, like a unique flavour. If anyone hasn't,
Oh, it's
I
lovely.
think it's like I think it's kind of if a broccoli stem had a baby with a celery. Do you think it's like the texture of the real lovely inside of a broccoli?
Mm-hmm.
You've lost me, I'm afraid.
Oh, the broccoli stems? You don't cook those, JB?
I'm out.
Broccoli. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one veg, Jess. The one veg where he doesn't go anywhere near it. You know what I mean? Have you had it, JB? Have you had celeriac?
No, to be honest, no. Do you know what? I grew them last year, and they were all so appalling, and they were so gnarly. And so they were like golf ball sized, and so gnarly. By the time they all just went in the compost. Because I could not be bothered to do all the rigmarole of like peeling them, because you would have just been left with the most puny.
Oh, you would have. Yeah.
I feel like when they've grown like that, they're probably not going to be a good example of the taste and flavor either. No. So, yeah.
But it is helpful sometimes to try it before you grow it, so that you kind of know what to expect. So maybe next time you're at the store, pick one up.
Should have done that with fennel for me. So they're growing all them in fennel.
Really you don't like fennel, do you?
Didn't hit the spot, to be honest. And I was like, and there's not much to do. I don't like, you know what I mean? But that didn't that time.
Oh, I love
it. Roasted, it's like fabulous. Or an orange and fennel salad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, raw fennel, just really fine sliced with orange juice. And so good.
It is the best.
Should we mention that the elephant in the room? Hey, should we talk about the elephant in the room?
Is this something we didn't speak about last week?
Oh, Jesse, look at that face. That's like a puppy that's bloody being told off.
To be fair, in that picture, it looks like you've hidden your good one.
Yes.
It looks like you've buried a good one under the the twiggy.
Well, I mean, I was not twiggy. Bugger off with your twiggy.
They're all edible.
I was showing off the quantity of the red sticks in that picture.
But they're all edible. I mean,
they are. Yeah. I don't know if you watched the bit of the video where I pulled them out, but actually I was pretty optimistic with that harvest. I was happy. I know. Stop looking so disbelieving, Tony.
No, I'm wondering how you would cook. I'm wondering how you'd cook the thin ones. It's beyond us.
Well, I haven't tried yet. I'll tell you that. But
I would chop them up like a carrot.
Yeah,
And
I
roast them.
won't peel them or anything. I just wash
yeah.
the skins down and
Yeah.
have them like that.
Yeah. No, they'd still be very good.
Chris is asking, and I'm sure I've asked you, Audrey. So Jesse's thin ones, could you get slips from that, do you think?
I imagine you could. I've never tried it, but it's a sweet potato, so I imagine.
It
Yeah.
does look as well, Jess, that the darker one, they're all thin. Is that all?
I tell you what, Tony, so the two varieties that I did were Oregon, I think, was the orange one, and purple. Can't remember what the word was. I will look it up. I've got it written down when I find it. But the orange one, you can tell immediately, like whether the root, because loads of roots in the pot, and where they're fat, like those fingers, they would have become a sweet potato if, like, we'd had a longer season, like they're the baby potatoes.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you can see where they would have. Well, the orange one, literally, that's all it had. That one that looks like, I don't know, Nessie sticking her head out of the lock, and then there's like a baby Nessie underneath, and then one decent sized one. But of all the root, that was the only three that were potential sweet potatoes. Whereas the purple one was nuts. There was about 30 under there, all in the same pot. So I think if we'd had a better summer, that purple one would have been so prolific. So I was really impressed with it. I'm not going to do that orange one again next year. I'm going to do the red one.
Right. Or we'll get the name for it then, Jess, because I think it's
the purple one,
you know what I
purple
mean?
on the inside or flesh colored.
Do you know, I haven't actually cut any of them open yet. I should have.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Erato violet.
Right.
Yeah. Erato
Where did you get them?
I think that one, the potential of that under that, we had such a crap summer and I put them in so late. I reckon if that hadn't been the case, it would have been an outrageous harvest.
Where did you get them from, them, Jess? The purple ones?
I bought them as already planted slips from Squire's Garden Centre. They weren't that expensive. I think they were about $2.99 each, which obviously is expensive when you get that out of it at the end.
Yeah.
But if it had been like a decent crop, it's not like 15 quid or something like they try and charge. So, but yeah, anybody who's looking for a purple sweet potato, I think that one would have been really successful.
So lessons learned that we need a better summer. When would you sow them then, Jess? Plant this because you said you were late this year. When would you want to do it?
Well, when did you buy your slips, JB? Can you remember?
Well, thankfully, I was just looking at the email. I ordered them in March, the end of March, but I don't know when they are. I think they arrived kind of mid-April, end of April.
Right. I think I didn't get mine in until like the end of May, because it would have been
really wrong.
It would have been well after, because I was considering planting them under the tomatoes, but I'd just put the tomatoes in. So yeah, it would have been like end of May.
I should check. I kind of check my phone to see when
isn't
I
that
planted
late
mine.
to get sweet potatoes in, because they don't like any kind of cold.
No, and this year that's what it was. But normally we wouldn't. Like normally, my last frost date here is the 21st of March.
Oh, okay.
So normally I'd be able to get them in April without any danger. Plus they were in the greenhouse.
Okay.
But this year everything just was so slow. I just don't know what happened this year, basically.
Yeah, it was shocking, wasn't it?
Right. Oh well.
But yeah, I know you're taking the piss, but actually I wasn't horrified by that.
That's good. I should have been way happier with mine then, all things considered.
Yeah, I did say in the video that I think JB's, got higher standards than I have, because I'm well happy with this.
Mine were Erato orange as well. That's why I was looking at the seed order. So I had the same ones. But yeah, I didn't have any...
The purple ones are the Erato.
Oh.
They're Erato violet.
Oh, so they're both Erato, I see.
Yeah.
Or was
and
your
the
orange
one is called Oregon.
Oh. Yeah, no, so mine were Erato orange. So.
Okay.
But it's just, Audrey's just like lifted the lid there for me, because I wouldn't have known what to do with them, but obviously you just chop them up, but then you've got like mini chips or mini little kind of, like
Yeah.
inch size ones in the oven. It would be lovely, to be honest.
Yeah.
With it. So there is a kind of quite a heap there. Well, I bought me crown. I've bought me sweet potato crown now. I was just about to crown myself, but maybe Jess should have the crown. Do you know what I mean? They're not like, when you think about it though, I mean, actually, Jess, that's going against what I'm just about to say there. I'm going to say they're not like potatoes where you get like huge loads, but if them ones had come.
That's what I mean. When you dig up potatoes and you've gone too early because you've got a couple of the pea potatoes in there. Mm-hmm. That's the equivalent. I couldn't have left them any longer this season because I'd started them too late to not go. But they are like full on potential. So like 30 potential sweet potatoes from one slip. Mm. I think that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Darn good.
What did you grow them in?
A big 2-handled bucket, like a one that I'd normally grow potatoes in. So, yeah.
30?
I don't know what the literage was. Probably 30. I think the little pots are 7. Yeah, probably about 30.
Well, I know my pot had 2 slips in, and it was a 60-litre pot. So maybe I could have put another one in there, to be honest. But
no, yours were good, Tony. You shouldn't change anything about that.
Stick with your formula. Imagine if we had a good summer.
Well, I'm hoping, Jess, that I put it in that journal app. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I kind of check at this precise moment just to find out. I wanted to show you as well because I'm going to say Jess has probably took me crown then with the quantity of sweet potatoes. But look at this, right across there. Bloody Audrey's taking me crown on the red cabbages, or is that Chinese cabbage, Audrey?
Those are Chinese cabbage. Oh, they were so good.
Oh, wow.
So good. And they are now 2 quarts of kimchi.
Nice.
So that just finished fermenting, so those are in the refrigerator. So, yeah, very tasty.
They're gorgeous.
Lovely.
Yeah, the color.
And these are the ones, my son did a garden tour on my youngest daughter's wedding day.
Yes.
And these were laying on the dirt, like they looked dead. And he goes, wow, those guys are goners. No, it was just this hot day. We all looked like that day. So they were just like, oh my gosh, give me water. So they did beautifully.
So what variety was that? What?
This is Merlot Chinese cabbage.
Yeah, I've never seen a red
Good
Chinese.
name.
I've seen a pink blush Chinese cabbage before, but not one that's like proper.
Well, and the nice thing is these I did not cover, and nobody bothered them.
Ooh.
So these will be on my list again next year for sure.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've grown them?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Are you writing them down, Jess? Are you?
I certainly am, yeah.
If you Google...
I've actually got Post-it notes, like old school.
There you go.
I was going to say, if you just Google Merlot red cabbage, it's all just recipes for cabbage braised in red wine.
So what's your kimchi like then? Was it a messy process, Audrey, to get it to make it? Or?
The messiest part is just when you mix it all together, because you have that red sauce that and we wear gloves and it gets done and you jam it in your jars and let it ferment on the counter for about a week, and then they're in the fridge. So nice. I will probably have some of that with lunch today because it was so tasty. Tasty.
Nice, man. JB, I've seen, and I wish I'd put it over, but I forgot all about it. You've getting some compost kind of, and I like it, mind you, because you're so lucky. You got like a wagon to take it down to your thing, and you got like a big dumpy bag full. Did they drop that on your plot?
I wish. I wish. So my last video was me moving 2 tons of compost.
Right.
I was lucky that they managed to get it in, yes, to the actual car park at the allotment. And I got a little video. I didn't put it in the video. I got a little picture, but I didn't put it in the video of the truck like leaving the gates, and it's literally like that. So thankfully, I had a willing driver. Sometimes you get a driver who's like up for a challenge. They're like, "Yeah, I could get in there, no problem, no problem." And then you got drivers like the person who delivered my shed, who was just like, "No way, absolutely, I'm not even trying it." So the shed was much more difficult to move, but. Yeah, 2 tons of compost. It was about 5 plots away from mine, so quite a lot of wheelbarrowing. But
Right.
it was amazing. It was a gift from Ian from Growing Local.
Right,
He sent it to me after our discussion last week.
He's
on
a
Potty
very
Mouth.
generous
It was
Women,
unbelievable.
isn't he? Yeah.
When he
forever
messaged
known
me,
as
I
the
was like,
Compost Father Christmas from now on.
yes, exactly. So yeah, feeling very, very lucky.
As a rough
amazing.
estimate, JB, how many actual wheelbarrow loads did you have to kind of haul?
Oh, I have no idea. Absolutely. I
A
don't know.
a full day of like.
I
crap.
started at 10 and I finished around 3, but I did get quite distracted and did like a little plot tour, and I had to fix my broken greenhouse, and I showed a few neighbors around my allotment and that kind of thing. So it's very difficult to gauge exactly how long of that was actually just shifting compost. I also had I kept changing my mind about where exactly it was going to go. It was all quite last minute, so it was a bit scattered. But yeah, I think if I just put my head down, just been moving the compost, it probably still would have been like 2 or 3 hours.
Man.
But okay, as much as we talk about compost on this channel, wasn't it a delight to be able to move
Yes,
that much
exactly.
compost? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going
I'd
to
be
complain
like
about
singing
moving
in the
it at
rain,
all.
kind of like, yeah, this is work, but
No,
look
it
at all
was,
the
it was really,
compost.
really
Yeah.
nice.
So have you just put it on all beds or on certain beds or?
Well, so that's where the logistics get quite difficult, because I'm halfway through this winter. I need to like rearrange a lot of my beds, especially on the second plot. I need to kind of like cut some of them smaller, build new ones. So I didn't want to put a load of material down and then have to dig it up again and like move it and rearrange it. So half of the mushroom compost and half of the topsoil have gone in builder's bags on the allotment to be used at a later date, basically. And then about half the mushroom compost has gone on some of the beds. About half the topsoil has gone mainly. The topsoil is going in the taller raised beds, where I've got the scaffolding boards.
Right.
That is like perfect. Like topsoil compost mix is perfect for building up a raised bed, because it's just going to be so nice to like work and grow in and plant stuff out into. So yeah, whereas the mushroom compost is more of a dig it into the clay, soften up your soil, that kind of thing. Topsoil is like the opposite of that. It's just like, don't worry about the clay underneath. Just put stuff on top of it, and then you'll have an easy life, So yeah.
Wow, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Who was the company that actually supplied it, JB?
So it's from a company called All Soils with one L, Al Soils. I don't know. It's one word. It's weird, but they had really good reviews. Ian kind of looked them up. They're pretty local to me, and they were happy to deliver to the allotment. And yeah, I don't know where they get the compost, the mushroom compost from, but it looked incredible. It was really quite nicely broken down as well. This lovely kind of mix of well-rotted manure and like lime, and there was quite a bit of straw in there you could see breaking down too, but it just looked, and you know when it just looks good and you can just like spend all day running your hand through it almost. It's really good.
We're kind of discussing it as if it's like a fine wine. It's
I
been
know.
aged beautifully, you know what I mean? But only gardeners
Yeah.
are just like, it's
A nice
cold.
oak finish.
Yeah. Wow. So it's all done and dusted, JB. Is it? It's all put on where it's going to be, and that's
No,
it.
so it's all moved apart from the stuff. Like I say, I've now got like half a builder's bag of mushroom compost and half a builder's bag of topsoil still to use on the plot. But I'm very, very much looking forward to getting it all in there.
Maybe treat yourself and use them. Like put some of that like in, say the 30-litre buckets for sweet potatoes next year. Would that be feasible or not?
Yeah, well, the topsoil would be quite nice, I think, probably quite nice to grow in buckets. I think the mushroom compost would probably be too rich. I think it would be a bit like trying to use horse manure or something like that to grow in. So you could use maybe like 10 or 20% of it as a in a compost mix, a potting mix, sorry, with compost and other stuff. But I think it'd probably be a bit too hot if you just tried to grow straight into it. I do need to get sort of everything dug in relatively soon, so it's got winter to do the breaking down. But hopefully it's just going to break up that clay.
Sure.
I'm really hoping it does. And I was saying, if it doesn't break up the clay, and if we still have a very tough spring, I'm just going to do the same thing that I've done on the second block. Just build up, get some more scaffolding boards, just build up. Don't worry about the clay. Just grow on top of it. But hopefully it will do the job.
If you sow next year and you get cabbages and onions like you have this year, are you hanging up the JB garden?
I should do, shouldn't I? I should do.
You've got the Rolls Royce of soil at this moment, basically. You know what I mean? If you feel now,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I have similar issues next year, then it's probably not the soil, is it? It's probably not the soil.
Possibly could be the gardener.
Yeah. It'll be. I'm really looking forward to just seeing what it's like next year, seeing how it all goes. Because I had just failure after failure after failure this year.
Yeah, that's been across the board, hasn't it?
Even the stuff that was kind of okay in the seed cells. A lot of the seed cells took so long to get going, but even the ones that were healthy in the seed cells, as soon as they went out, just did nothing or got eaten. They weren't having it. So looking forward to a reset,
Remember when JB was bringing them chili plants in all the time and flashing them off? You know what I mean? That he was so like, you know what I mean? If he knew what the season to come.
Yeah. Karma. That was karma, wasn't it?
JB, there was somebody put this and I just seen the picture. Let's see if I can find it there now. We're talking about kind of rain, and this is from, I don't know if it's an Instagram post or something. Look at that, man. That's horrific. Does anyone put that in? It was in the chat. And it's somewhere, in the UK there.
It's in Wales.
Is
That'll
it?
be from South Wales, right?
Yeah.
When they had the serious flooding.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That is high. Look at that. That is high. The greenhouse as well.
That looks like a proper decent polytunnel, that. You know what I mean? So...
Is that the river at the back of the
photo? I think where the posts are, with the bit sticking out, I think that's the fence to the walkway of the river. And the river's just gone straight across.
Yeah.
Wow.
Floodplain allotment, that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible though.
I don't know if that red line is where that person's, who posted.
I think that's supposed to be their allotment. Yeah.
My
God, it's
I guess you have to grow rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that, I think on the post it says the fence you can just about see is 6 foot high. So those little posts sticking there, that's a 6 foot high fence.
Oof. So, makes you feel lucky, doesn't it?
It really does. Never mind whinging about badgers and clay. It's like, at least it's not underwater.
Because remember when Mark used to show his allotment flooded, and that was horrific. Do you know what I mean? It was I was wanting to see Mark's reaction to that. You know what I mean? That's flooded, Mark. Never mind that couple of foot. That's like 6 foot. So, horrific. Anything else worth chatting about garden-wise, or life in general, or
life in general?
Life in general, yeah, that's a
big one.
Big statement.
Yeah.
So Audrey, you're finished then. You're finished garden, but you microgreens are out like that, or?
Not quite yet. I'm going to wait till after the holidays, just because everybody's coming in. So, and we're making a new tree this year, so it all takes. I do theme trees. I don't like theme Christmas trees. So this year, this year it's going to be about the movie Elf. Okay, so it's everything that goes on it reminds you of that movie. Like I have a Grinch tree, I have a partridge in a pear tree. I have very different. I like to do that.
Fair enough.
Is this It's a standard Christmas tree each year.
Correct.
But with different. Okay, it's not like the tree itself isn't thematic. It's the decorations.
It's the
around it.
decorations.
I
Yes.
got you.
Except for the
imagining
Grinch tree,
some-
because I like to pull the tip over a little bit. You know how the tip and you have a ornament hanging, like it tipped over. Yeah, I would do that.
Is it like a live tree cut, Audrey, or is it like a tree you've already got in the box?
Yeah,
put
that
away?
was a live tree. We got our first artificial tree last year. We always cut them down, and
I've
just
been
said,
sitting
you know,
here
our
and
kids are gone, so like, what's really? You're gonna go out and whack a tree down, and I'm gonna sit and watch you, and you know. So I talked my husband into an artificial, and it's quite nice. Takes like 5 minutes to put up. Looks great.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
it's been Christmas here since the bloody 5th of November.
Oh
in
god.
my house.
well, I'm not allowed to put anything up until after Thanksgiving.
No.
Oh well,
I
yes,
don't.
That's quite
I'm
good.
not good at obeying usually. I usually, you know. But I thought I get it. You know, it kind of wrecks Thanksgiving, but
Yeah.
Did you have a
Yeah,
nice
no,
Did you have a nice Thanksgiving,
Oh, yeah.
Audrey? Did
yeah, we spent it with my youngest and her husband. It was very nice. Had my first deep fried turkey, which I've never had.
right?
That
Wow.
sounds good.
Christ on a bicycle. A
So
deep
was it
fried
done out?
turkey.
The whole, not the whole thing, surely.
Yeah.
Wait.
Was it done outside, Audrey? In like
Oh
a
yeah,
big.
he has this whole setup, and like it's done out in the driveway. Because I'm like, you're not bringing all that. No, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't bring it in. But yeah, it's done out in the driveway, and it's got this whole contraption, so you can't even drop it. Like once you pull it out and put it in, it's like it goes down on a little Hoyer thing. But I'm telling you, I'm not a fan of turkey. Particularly, I find it kind of. I'd rather have chicken but oh my goodness, it was the best I've ever had.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's
So-
funny, Audrey. I was listening to like a couple of podcasts on my main one that I listened to was like an Apple one, and they were all into it. You know what I mean? They're all Americans. You know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah.
my age, and it was exactly what you've said there. You know, but you watch videos, and it's like literally you're dropping a full turkey into a boiling hot pan of oil.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just like
Unless,
quite
but
bizarre.
usually, yeah, but you should have it on something so that you can also pull it out easily.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are you going to do? Set a pair of tongs and go in there to get it? No. So,
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
this is where I'm struggling. Audrey. So I use all. Does it cook quick? Or is it still like say?
I think
30
it cooks way quicker than when you're roasting it in the oven.
See, it's all to do with timing, or it's all to do with timing. Your veg is going to be. Are you all sitting around the table with your veg? Do you know what I mean?
No.
And the brother-in-law, the son-in-law's outside with this big bird that's stuck in the
No,
vat of oil.
no. Because
No.
He's done this before, so it wasn't like, first time on Thanksgiving, I'm gonna try to do this. No, he's
What
done
could
it
go wrong?
before.
Yeah, I'm
So
imagining the biggest of all chip pan fires, like little.
Yeah,
fine
but
if
it's
it's on
like
the
a
driveway.
thing. It's like an actual thing for deep roasting. Anyway, it's a whole thing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yes,
I'm-
it was.
I'm-
So the
And I'm
bird
telling
goes
I
in.
you,
wanna try
Does the
it.
bird go in raw?
yes,
Like it's not pre-cooked? No.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're not gonna get involved with that. But if he wants to do another one next year, that's just fine. Anyway, it was very good. It's very good. It kind of changed my mind about turkey, but I'm like, that's a lot to go through. So
Normally, the dry on, that's always like the thing is like it's such a dry kind of meat there. It's like
yeah, but this was like it was so moist, I couldn't believe it.
Mm.
And I know
That's the thing,
moist.
you think
Moist
turkey's
is a
quite
weird
dry.
word, and
Yeah,
everybody
it's all
has
right.
their
I'm
opinions
moving on
about
from it quick. But you think of a turkey as being quite dry, and then you think
Right.
about deep frying it. You just think of it going like chaff, don't you?
It was the least dry turkey I've ever had.
Least dry. Very good.
Wow.
There
Good
you go.
wording.
See what I did there? No, it's very, very good.
That's cool.
Did you watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles afterwards? Because that's a lovely like Thanksgiving.
No, we watched
meal.
the Lions game.
Oh, right.
That's like the
Right.
big deal on Thanksgiving. You got to watch, football. It was football all day.
Oh,
Or
Shaking your
concussion
head there.
ball, as I
Yeah.
call it. Like, I'm not a fan. I prefer British football.
It's a bit
Good
faster,
lass,
isn't it?
good lass.
Yes, and nobody seems to die of concussions. So, or it's rarer. Let's put it that way.
yeah. Well,
Um,
while I was down in Torquay, I went to the football, and it was quite the game. In the end, we were a man down, and we won 4-2. And missed a penalty, and we still won. It was really good, and it was torrential rain. It was like you couldn't even see the pitch half the time, and these poor guys running around in their little shorts and t-shirts in this, like, just drenched. Like, it was really good.
but they're true men. They don't take a break because of rain. They just keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah, we're going to a Wrexham game while
Oh,
we're
are
over
you?
there in April.
Do
We
you
have
know
to.
why as well? Do you know why? Because Ryan Reynolds owns Wrexham.
Hello.
That's the reason Orty's going to
Hello, why not? Maybe he'll be there that day. You never know.
Orgy's going Ryan stalking in Wales.
Yes, and maybe he'll bring his friend Hugh Jackman. So, you got to be present for that to happen. So we're very excited to do that.
I think that might be a wee little disappointment, Audrey, when you get there. There's a cold, wet kind of, you know what I mean? And there's no one.
I think it'll be fun just to watch the soccer hooligans do their thing. At least that's what we used to call them over here. Because, they get into their game. So,
Yeah.
we'll have a great time. That'll be fun.
I've just been editing the footage of the football game in Torquay, and I've got to say, the choice language I was having to just like cut snippets out. Like, oh, what is
Just
this?
have the whole thing as one long beep. Video.
Well, you're not going to be hearing them, oh, bless those players. They're doing so well
No.
today.
No,
Right? Yeah, that's not the atmosphere for sure.
What, JB, just out of curiosity, what you doing for Christmas? Because it's we're into December now, so it's official. We can talk about Christmas. And have you got any veg lined up from your garden?
I do have some potential veg, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Christmas. I try and step away from it as much as possible.
You're one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's quite a stressful time for us. It's just like one of those things that I try and just hide away from, do my duties as much as I'm required, and then depart. But yeah, if I can supply veg, that's always welcome. So I've tried doing Christmas spuds. You know, when you sort of do your potato harvest in summer, and you just set a few aside. And I do have one that's taken quite nicely in the polytunnel, but I have no idea what it's going to be like under the surface. It's been fairly mild though, so it might be doing something. I don't know. I really don't know. It's looking a bit.
I love how
healthiest looking potato, but we'll see.
I love how garden suppliers, they jump on that bandwagon and package them as Christmas potatoes. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
really? I've never seen that.
Oh yes, I've seen where they're
that.
selling the Christmas potato, for you to sow. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I've definitely seen packets like that, Christmas potatoes. You know what I mean? Just
has anyone got any parsnips on the go?
no.
Do you know, I did my first harvest in my last video, and I've had the most pathetic parsnip vegetation all year. And I pulled one, and it wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say it was good, but it wasn't bad. It was there. Yeah. It was only about 5 inches, and it had forked into 4 stems. But if it had been 1 stem, that would have been pretty good.
It would have been pretty good.
So, yeah, there's hope yet. I'm gonna do a harvest of like a lot more a bit later on, and hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 in there that are actually edible.
Did it get cooked down then, JB, this parsnip, or did it get slung?
That one did not get cooked down.
Did it not make this?
I put it down and thought, there's 2 tons of compost I need to move. Let's do that. And then I went home and I forgot about it. So it's still on the bed. And it might be okay. It might have done that thing where it just like shrivels up and looks really quite horrible. But we'll see. We'll see. There's still plenty in the ground, and I don't know. I wasn't hopeful for anything. Like, I thought there would be nothing at all. So
I didn't get anything past the seedling stage. Everything that germinated had, ironically, like, you know how bad parsnips are normally for germination. I had pretty good germination on them, but everything just got eaten off immediately. Like,
oh, really?
they'd come up and you'd be, wee, and then the next day they'd be gone. So I never got past that bit.
Yeah, I've always had issues with germination, but I've never actually had any slugged. Touch wood.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was slugs or birds. I know the chickens, if ever they get near the parsnip seedlings, they whip them out. But I did have them covered, but whether like a robin got in there or whatnot, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
The girlies took them out, you think?
I mean, the girlies have to be fended off, these things. Yeah, they're a pain in the behind.
They are so cute, though, when they're hopping over that little fence to go into their hut. That is the cutest thing with their little pantaloons on. It's adorable.
The
It's
two that
adorable.
don't have any trousers on have started doing jumping in tandem. It's really good. They run at it together and they do like synchronized jumps as they go over it. It's really good. That's Violet and Winnie. They've got this like new move.
Absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable.
Tammy
few people
Joe's
in the
there.
chat.
Tammy Joe in the comments there says she did 5 kilograms of parsnips, 14 parsnips. Go on.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Very nice,
Yeah, I'm
very
gonna lean into parsnips a little
I
this coming year.
because I didn't do any after. I did the challenge and then I've missed this year. You know what I mean? So I think next
Did
year.
you sow any though, Tony?
No, I'm saying
No,
I didn't do
Well,
any.
see, if you don't sow any, you're definitely not going to
I
get
know.
anything.
I know. I was standing around not sure and wondering where are they? Do you know what I mean? But no, they didn't come. You know what I mean?
Well, I made a mushroom barley soup that had parsnips in it, and it was so good.
Yeah.
I thought,
Nice.
okay, I've got to grow some parsnips. I'd forgotten. You know, it's not like on my grocery list every week to buy parsnips, but having them, I thought, oh, I love these.
Yeah.
I love the flavor in a soup. That's like so good.
Parsnips are one of those things that I overdid one year, you know, when you actually get a really good harvest of something. And we had so much parsnip that I took a good number of years off. But then ever since I've been trying to grow them since, I haven't had a decent parsnip. So, yeah, I'm being punished for my lack of parsnip loyalty.
Parsnips are like a weird, you know what I mean? Like you think you've got a great one, you know, you've got like that kind of lovely fat kind of head. And then it's just like, there's nothing underneath it.
Yeah,
It's
it goes
just
like, it's like that.
like, oh, yes. In the oven with a little bit of maple syrupy kind of thing there, ready for the festive season there. Jess, have you got any Christmas potatoes or anything like that? Or any?
No, I've got no. Actually, my Christmas veg this year, normally I've got some Brussels sprouts, whether or not they're great. This year I've got plants, but the Brussels sprouts aren't even like baby Brussels sprouts. They're still peas, so they won't be ready. But I've got hope that they might do something, but not in time for Christmas.
I was gonna say, Jess, sacrifice them and just have the heads, because we did that last year. I think. And the heads were just like a totally different flavour to what you think.
I love the heads. Yeah, but I will take the heads, but I'll probably let them look like they're going to produce some decent size sprouts first, and then take the head off, and then let them spell. Because at the moment they're just a bit too small. But yeah, the thing we're picking a lot of at the moment is like tender stem broccoli. Got loads of it, which is really nice.
Really?
Right.
I love that. That's so good.
So good. Yeah, and prolific. Like out of really quite small plants, the plants was in one of the beds that got dug up so many times that I was thinking that they weren't going to do a lot. And the plants, to be fair, the plants aren't more than a foot tall, you know, and they should be like 3-4 foot. But even on a foot high, they're still producing really quite a lot of heads. So it's good.
Is it early for them? Would they normally go later? Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'll have to go back and recheck, but I was expecting to be picking it early spring. But I'm picking it now, so I don't know whether they're just compensating for the fact that they haven't put on any growth. But
it could be where they were so disturbed that they've sort of gone into
they're
panic
just confused.
mode.
They're like, bugger it, we'll
they
do
think
it
they're
now.
about to get dug up again. Yeah.
It's now. It's now.
Yeah.
It's now or never. Fucking put out some flowers. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. But it's great. There's loads of them. So But other
Nice.
than that, no, like barely. So like I say, no parsnips, Brussels sprouts, no potatoes, no celeriac. Yeah, not a lot.
Not a
Got
lot.
fennel
Waitrose
though. You'll be
Christmas.
thrilled to hear, Tony.
I just
Would you
harvested
have-
my fennel.
Would you have fennel on
is
Christmas Day?
so good.
You what?
Yeah. Would you have fennel on Christmas Day? Would you put that on the
Probably
Christmas?
as part of the starter, yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Heathen.
With
Have you ever eaten it raw, Tony?
Oh,
Or is that how you've
yeah,
eaten it?
Audrey, man. I put it in the oven. I can't even have it. If I'm going to eat it, bloody raw is going to be twice as bad.
Oh, but not with an orange, like supreme
do you
orange.
like aniseed at all?
Well, I could. I mean, I can eat. I mean, like I say, I eat anything, and I can suck an aniseed ball if that's the description you need. No, but they're not like pleasant. It's just like not exciting. It's like a bit.
Oh.
Do you like licorice? Have you eaten licorice? Or
I can eat it. I can take it or leave it. It's not. I'll eat it. Doesn't I'm not saying that to it. I tell you what, I'm starting to go off.
Same as Ian's just said, only in sambuca form. That's the same as me. I'll eat fennel and drink sambuca. That's it. I don't go near licorice or anything. But yeah,
I'm sure my son's been using a lot of Szechuan peppercorns, and it's got like this kind of fuzzy taste flavor on you. I'm getting a bit.
They are so good.
Well, I'm hitting a limit with it. Do you know what I mean? You kind of too much. Well, too much for now. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
anything else? Should we wrap this puppy up early? There is anything else to?
Shall we? I mean, I had something I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I did not write it down.
Yeah, I came in with like, right, I've got to hit them with this, and it's gone.
Gone. Trying to think if there's anything.
Oh, something that has
anything
been
in
a
the garden.
wild success this year has been the like Oriental veg, so the komatsuna and the pak choi. Just
sense.
so good. I guess it's like the long, not hot, grey sort of nothingness days. They've really, really enjoyed it. Like I've got so much of it. I planted enough because normally so much of it gets eaten or it doesn't really do anything or it like fades out. And actually I've got like 2 full beds of it.
Really... What are you doing with it, Jess? Are you just mixing it in, like tossing it in a salad sort of thing?
No, I cook. I don't really like the flavour of it raw. So I cook it.
Right.
But there's a couple. I think I mentioned last time. Did I tell you about the Vivid pak choi? Did I mention that? There's one that's
really good. Yeah, that's really good.
It's a stunner. It's an absolute stunner. It's got like bright pink purple stems, and then green leaves, but they're like frilly rather than like the normal standard round ones. And I'm really enjoying that one.
Yeah, no, it's
Lovely.
beautiful.
I'll
tell you what,
like
it's on my
radish
list.
leaves.
So, do you guys like ever plant anything in December for next year? Just curious.
Broad beans.
Okay.
I'm getting the broad beans in next week. They're about this time.
I'm yet to try a broad bean.
You're going to be over in April, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Is that a good time?
I think that might be your moment.
Introduction to
Okay. Because we call them fava beans over here.
Yeah.
And I've never had them because Hannibal Lecter always wanted to eat people with like a side of fava beans.
It's put you off for life.
So it kind of made me think, do I want to eat fava beans? I don't know. So I'm sure we'll have opportunity to try some. That and mushy peas. That's the other thing I want to try.
Love a mushy peas.
See, I've never... So we will see.
I often choose mushy peas and regret them. They are not my favourite.
Really? It's taken me a long time. I hated them as a kid, but I've really grown to like fully appreciate the mushy pea.
No,
Are we talking about mushy peas from a tin, like a tin of mushy?
With your fish and chips?
Yeah, with fish and chips.
All right,
I quite often will choose mushy peas, thinking, maybe they'll be really nice this time. And
so
every
you
year
get
I'm like,
the mushy peas instead of the chips, or you?
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh my god! No, don't be. That's outrageous. That's crazy talk.
I don't even know how to deal with that, Audrey.
Audrey, you need some etiquette lessons, for God's sake, woman, man.
Wow,
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
so
expect
funny.
that response. But okay, so chips are important. I get it. Okay,
God.
so do
Yeah,
you eat
as-
fish and
as well
chips
as
for the
chips.
chips or for the fish? Or
Both.
is-
It's
okay.
both, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're
Okay,
pretty.
but you get a side of mushy peas if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Both though, the fish and the chips have to be spot on, Audrey. If you get like some naff chips, the meal's spoilt. If you get a bit of naff fish, the meal's spoilt. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, well, we used to go to a place here called Milroy's, and I think they were owned by British nationals, and that's where my folks would always like to go to get fish and chips. So I'm imagining, they probably knew what they were
Yeah.
eating, so I don't think
There's
it's
a-
around anymore, though.
There's a YouTube channel, like a British restaurant called Fallow, and I watched quite a lot of their stuff. They put a lot of stuff on, and he was making like triple cooked chips, and what an ordeal!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, right, and
It
then
sounds
you
so
cook
simple.
them, oil them, and then in the freezer for a few, and then cook them again at a certain temperature with oil, and then back in the freezer again. I was thinking, and you see, I mean, they did it right. But then you go to, like, say, a hokey restaurant around here, and it'll say triple cooked chips, and I'm sure they're just leftover chips from yesterday warmed up again. Do you know what I mean? They ate like triple
Technically
cooked.
still triple cooked chips. Though.
Technically, we microwaved them once, and now we're frying them again.
They didn't
Oh,
look
that's-
like his. You know what I mean? Like his chips just look gorgeous, man. It was
Oh,
almost
amazing.
like
I've
you
never
know how
heard of
Jamie Oliver
triple.
does his baked potatoes, so his roast potatoes, like they're almost like
Yeah.
gnarly, crispy things. The chips were like that.
But like triple cooked, do you remember there was a thing, there's a phase and every like pub in the UK, suddenly everything was triple cooked chips, this, triple cooked chips, that. And it's like, yeah, most of them not that great. It's like maybe you should have just tried cooking them once better. But, it's like, it's gross.
I've heard of double. I've never heard of triple. Like, I thought you were supposed to cook
Just
them
you wait,
twice.
Audrey. Just
It
you
was-
wait.
Hey, I'm not going to have deep fried haggis, though. I see that in the-
Yeah,
No,
I've
there's
just seen you.
there's some really upsetting stuff happening in the chat right now.
Yeah. So,
I have had deep fried haggis before, and it was divine. It was
Really?
so good. Like,
is it just
I
because
tried
it's
it.
crispy on the outside, so it's like the breading that makes it taste good?
No, haggis
It
is
was-
nice, Audrey. Haggis
it
is, if
was
you're going up
divine.
to Scotland, you've got to get a haggis. Haggis is actually lovely. It's when they
Okay.
start, deep frying Mars bars. That's when you're trying to pull
what
away.
Chris has
Do
just
you know what I
said.
mean?
Oh, don't pull away from a deep fried Mars bar if it comes your direction.
Oh my goodness. I made those once for one of my daughter's birthday parties. They were little. I made deep fried Snickers because Nigella Lawson did it. Oh my god. I mean, the little girls were like, can you come to my house and make these every day? And I'm
So
like,
good.
no, but thank you. I have to get a stoddy cake.
The
Ooh.
what cake?
A stotty. Yeah.
Stotty.
Stoddy cake?
Mhm.
What is that?
Just
What
a
is
bread
that?
bun, or
Okay.
not a bread. Yeah, like a flat bread bun.
Okay.
The worst
Well-
of the deep fried things I've ever had was deep fried opal fruits.
What?
No, they're
No,
grim.
no.
Outrageous.
No. I mean, they're
Were
not
they
called
homemade-
opal
were
fruits
they
anymore. It was
homemade?
probably a deep fried starburst, to be honest. But yeah, I still call them opal fruits. Ugh.
Were they homemade, Jess? Were you, or did you buy them?
It wasn't.
somewhere?
It wasn't a personal creation. It was. It was at a do, and they had them as like canapes, and with a little cocktail stick in them, and it was a bit of a nasty surprise.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's all I got for that one.
yeah. Can you imagine though? Because obviously it's a deep fried
I
thing
think-
with a cocktail stick. You're like imagining yum, and it wasn't. Whole thing in.
Okay, so
Compost is
now
in-
I'm going to go
Audrey.
back to mushy peas. It's
Yeah.
a different kind of pea that you grow for mushy peas,
It's a
isn't it?
marifat. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, have you ever grown those?
Yeah, I did I did grow marifats once, but they're only good for mushy peas, and you need so many of them for mushy peas. It's a bit like trying to grow rice or something. Like it's not really
Okay.
worth doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
So,
Well,
Audrey,
Jason
have you
thinks
not
they're
got
gross.
mushy peas? Have you not got mushy peas over there in a tin, like a tin in the
I've
supermarket?
never heard of mushy peas. No.
Right.
I didn't know you could get mushy peas in a tin.
Ooh.
This is news to me.
Yeah, ditto.
Mhm.
Doesn't sound good, does it?
No.
No, they're lovely. To be honest, lovely. It's our local co-op has them. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was a child, Smedley's mushy peas, a company called Smedley's mushy peas. But yeah, mushy peas are a thing, man, in the supermarket. Next to you, like you very close to like your basics in a supermarket, your basics tins, like tins of tomatoes for like 14 pence kind of thing. Next to that, maybe not
I can
14
believe it.
pence. It's been a while since I've done the shop. Yeah. Right, listen, let's knock this on the head. I think we're just,
Just rambling on
down
now, aren't we?
Incredible
rabbit hole
avenue
after
of
rabbit hole
discussion.
here there. So, JB, where can we find you?
Ooh, you can find me at Naturally JB on YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon.
I was trying to catch you out there as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think he's got a post-it just stuck on his.
I do like the way you gradiated it into it there, though, because you started
Oh,
off
yeah,
normal
there
voice
was
and then
a
it
nice-
just kind of
yeah.
slunk into. Yeah.
Yes.
It's coming back to me.
Jess, where can we find you?
At plot37.com, Patreon, and YouTube.
I always feel you're not going to get the end of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I need to get that post-it note up on the side there.
You say, "Come on, girl, come on."
Yeah, that's how my brain is working.
Audrey, show them how it's done.
Okay. Well, you can find me at realfoodcomesdirty.com, Instagram, and YouTube.
That is great. You sound
Professional.
like an actual, a radio. That's a proper radio voice. I feel like I'm in America driving
wow,
in a car.
I've never been accused of having a radio voice, so thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, everyone, big, huge thank you to everyone in the chat. There's someone, Jason, saying Smedley still exists, he thinks, as well. So there you go. Thank you, Jason, for that. Chip shop peas, Tesco's. Oh, so they might be called chip shop peas. There you go, in a tin.
Well,
Right.
we're gonna check it all out while we're there. So
You should have them over there, or try and make them over there
I will look and see if we have anything even resembling that, but because now I'm curious.
Everyone, take good care. Look after yourselves. Do
Bye,
the pip.
cats.
Bye. Have a good week.